Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing on this Wednesday? I hope everybody's doing good. So I'm Heather, and this is Luminous, and we come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday. So you get to experience Luminous, what we have to offer, what we do, what we're about, how it goes on, how to practice, how to start, all of that. And it's also a way for you to ask questions as we go along. So you can ask me questions. It doesn't have to be about what we're talking about at that moment. You can ask questions that pop in your head regarding Luminous. Hello, Brenda. Good morning. Good to see you. Hello, Cindy. Good to see you. We always like to go, we know that people are at different levels of airbrushing, and so we do like to go over the starter kit and what you get in that starter kit. So let me pull that up real quick. And this is going to be our Breeze. This is our newest and latest and greatest. This is a cordless, chargeable airbrush system. It comes with 2 bottles of foundation, Love, and Blush. Now, you might have the icon or even the legend. They all come with the makeup. So it's not just buying a system. You're also getting the makeup as well. Everything you see right here. Now, some of you may have received more products, but this is the basic as far as like all of them are going to come with this no matter what. But we give you 2 bottles of foundation so you can color match to that perfect shade match. And then we give you Love, which is a hydrating illuminator. It gives your skin some luminosity. And then the blush, we know that the blush is very high pigmented. So you're only going to use 2 drops and that's it. So when starting to airbrush, you're going to keep that stylus moving. You're never going to be in one spot twice, but there is overlap. So you don't have to race, but you just keep going. And then make sure you're 4 finger widths away. You can practice that by watching yourself in the mirror. And then you're going to slightly pull down on this trigger. We want very little makeup to come out. And that goes against everything that we know up until this point because we've done traditional makeup. And so you don't really want to see it go on. And that sometimes is hard to comprehend. You're like, no, I have to see it. Well, airbrush is different. Obviously how it goes on, but how it's applied, and my hair looks really frizzy. And so we definitely are applying it differently. Oh, thank you guys. It matches my necklace. Hello, Jeannie. How are you? All right, so let's get started. I feel like I use the same thing over and over. And so I kind of want to switch it up. Let's use a little bit of Velvet Veil. This is something, I love this stuff. Everybody who uses it loves it. This is a blur. So it is going to blur fine lines, wrinkles, and crinkles, pore reduction, redness, all of that. So I concentrated around my eye area, maybe T-zone. If you're shiny, if you have trouble controlling shine, Velvet Veil will help you with that. Now it does have the dropper, but normally what I do, because I don't like wasting it, is I'll take my bottle and I'll shake it up, then take my dropper and do this. Rub my hands together, and then pat it into place. Tap it into place. Tap it out. Tap it out. Okay. You will be shocked on how well this works. You do not, that's all I'm using, guys. That's all I'm using. A little bit goes a long way. This is something you definitely don't want to overdo. There's also people that use this by itself. That is how amazing it is, because it does blur those fine lines, wrinkles, and crinkles. It helps blur the pores. It makes them, I don't want to say it fills them in, but they look like skin, like soft. And so you're not going to have the large pores. And I have redness, and it even does that as well. Helps with redness. All right, so now I have my system. You know what? This is the other thing. We always talk about pre-coverage and going in with pre-coverage. I call it pre-coverage because of the fact that there's a lot of our products that overlap. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a concealer. I know a lot of you may have eraser. Eraser, if you are new to airbrushing, is going to be a little tricky because it's white. It just comes in one shade. And so in the beginning, if you're spraying too heavy, like that, it might look white on your face. So you can use foundation. You can just use foundation, because the fact that when we apply airbrush makeup, we're not touching our skin. So we're not wiping anything away like you would do with a traditional concealer or a traditional pre-coverage. We're not wiping it away. So if it has pigment, we're getting coverage out of it. Make sense? All right, so let's go in, and I'm going to use, this is Rose Shade 2. And so I'm going to shake it up because it looks like I haven't used this in a while. Shake it up, buttercup. And so you definitely want to shake up any product that you use, whether it is something you use every single day or something you don't. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up. All right, so now I'm going to put about 3 drops, and I'm using Shade 2 as my pre-coverage. And got a drop on the side because I was talking. All right, so now starting my system, I'm going to go under my eyes. And the one thing about the Rose that I love, one, it's our cleanest foundation. It has the Bulgarian Rose in it, so it is great for your skin. It also is giving you medium to full coverage, meaning it has more pigment, a higher pigment load in it. That does not mean, if I say full coverage, that does not mean you get a makeup look with it, like a thick makeup look. Because if you're airbrushing correctly, you're not going to have that makeup look, okay? So now it'll still look natural. So now I'm just going back and making those passes. And what happens if I did this? Ah, what happened? Oh my goodness, I'm going to have to start all over. Oh, the horror. No, tap it out. I have my tissue right here. Tap it out, okay? Now, continue. That was so difficult. Guys, anytime you were airbrushing and you get a makeup, and to help you with that, always start moving first. Move the airbrush first, and then pull down on the trigger. Now, I will have to be honest with you, with the Velvet Veil, probably didn't need it. I probably didn't need pre-coverage, but I just want to show you that, because I can stand here all day and teach you how to airbrush, but how you put your makeup on, how you want your makeup to look is going to be different than how I want it and what I want, how I want it to look. And so when you're new to airbrushing, my biggest thing is get the foundation down. Work with the foundation. If you can get the foundation down and you understand how it goes on, hey, you're golden. Because then it doesn't matter what's in here, you know how to airbrush. So don't get over, if you're new and you're like, I have all these products, I don't know what to do with. What order do I put them on? Why are they numbered? Because you might not use them. You might not use one every single day. You might not use the Love every single day. You might use a different blush. So there's a lot of different ways of applying it. It's endless possibilities on how to apply it. So again, just get down the foundation at first, then you can work on the order that you want. Again, going back, I put on Velvet Veil. Did I need pre-coverage? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I just needed to highlight underneath my eyes, and then I could have gone straight to blush or foundation, okay? So you'll learn these things every day when you're applying your makeup. Every time you have this in your hand, you are learning. All right, so let's go to blush. And yes, I am doing, and stop and pause and listen, I am doing blush first before my foundation, okay? I did my Velvet Veil, I did my pre-coverage, and now I am putting on blush. I put on blush first, because if you don't hear anything, hear this. Our blush is super high pigmented. If you put more than 2 drops, you're going to look crazy. Okay, I'm just going to tell you. You're going to look cray-cray if you have more than 2 drops of that blush in there, okay? So in the beginning, when people spray too hard at first, if you were doing the blush first, and then I'm still going to do foundation on over it, it helps blend, 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 soften, soften. And how does it do that? Because it's like little, hey, Andrea, thank you very much. It's like little, airbrush makeup's like little pixels going all over your face. It's not like the layer or the smear of makeup that we get with traditional makeup. So we have that chance to blend without having to wipe anything off, okay? So I'm going to put 2 drops of my rose in there. Now, when I said 2 drops, if I still had some of the pre-coverage in here, that's going to help kind of soften the blush a little bit more. So I have my 2 drops. I didn't blow it out. I'm just going to mix it up a little bit. I'm blowing it on the paper towel, making sure the blush, I don't know if y'all can see that, but making sure the blush is what I see, and now applying the blush. I can come in a little bit closer because I'm focusing on one area. I know where it's going because I can feel the air, because the air is your brush, right? The air is your brush. I mean, I think we sometimes forget that because airbrush has become a term to describe a look. Like, oh, she's airbrush. It's a look. It's a way of correcting photos. So it's a look, but airbrush is actually where the air is your brush, right? It's blending for you. Okay. Now, that was 2 drops of blush. It doesn't look too boom right now, but it will bloom on you. In the beginning, if you still can't get it down, then put a drop of the foundation in with it. Put a drop of love in with your blush and mix that together. That will help you be able to soften it a little bit till you get used to it, okay? Now you can tell that it's starting to bloom. That's why you only want to do 2 drops. If you are a blushaholic and you love you some blush, if you want to add another drop, add 1, apply it, and then sit for a while. It just for a second, because it will bloom on you. Okay. I do good morning, Lori. I do live small group classes. The link is below if you want to jump in on one. And that is the one, the question I get probably the most, or one of the ones I get the most is, what do I do with this blush? Like, that blush is crazy. And then I'm like, 2 drops, that's it. And do it first. Do it first. All right, shaking up my silk. I'm now switching to Silk Shade 3. And I kind of am digging that shade 2 underneath with that rose, because the rose is going to give me more coverage. Silk is sheer to medium coverage. You can get full coverage if you make enough passes, but typically it's sheer to medium coverage. Now, think about this, guys. I have pre-coverage. Well, back up. I have Velvet Veil. I have pre-coverage. I did my blush. The blush gave me coverage because it has pigment in it. I'm not touching my face. Nothing's been wiped off, so I still have that same coverage. And now I'm applying my foundation. Chances are I don't need as many drops because I already got a bunch of coverage, okay? So all I'm doing is really blending out everything and smoothing it out. And guys, look, I have lashes on. I have my eyebrows done. It does not get on those spots or on those areas. Why? Because I didn't point them there. I didn't put them there. Remember, the air is your brush. Okay? Makes sense so far? All right, blowing the rest of that one out. I am going to clean my airbrush today. If you were here the other day, I didn't clean it over the weekend. So do as I say, not as I do. You will want to clean your system every time you use it. If you do not, then you can't airbrush. And you will be very sad. And so you definitely want to make sure that you are cleaning it out. Now, cleaning it out means blow water through it a few times. Then if you have the tip top cleaner, use the tip top cleaner, a few drops, back bubble blow till it runs clean. You have to do this, guys. Back bubbling with the airbrush, with the breeze is very important because of the fact that you want to get it all the way in there, all the way where it goes down the tunnel, that to make sure that that is clean. All right. Now I'm going to add just a medium brown to my eyeballs. And I'm really, even though I'm using a blending brush, I'm concentrating just on that lid. And then I'm going to blend it up. And that's honestly, that's all I'm going to do today. You can line if you wanted to line. It would make it a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more, you know, I always tell you, take it up, take a step up. Hola, Stephanie. ¿Cómo, not como se llama. How are you doing? How do I say how you doing? I totally went blank. All right, so now I'm using a lip liner as my lipstick. I love our lip liners. They're soft, they're creamy, and they have staying power. And so, Buenos tardes. Is that tardes, right? Is that the time of day? So I'm going in, and let me get that mirror real quick. Did I drop something? And look at this, guys. Ooh. And I'm doing it right on with my lips. I don't have a lot of pigment on my lip, and so I draw on top of the line. There's not space, like there's not a big space, but I draw on the top of the line so that way it looks fuller. And so it's hard to do red and talk. All right. Ooh. Got some red action today. And you talk about staying power, guys. This is going to stay. Look, I can pound that color in, and that's all that came off right there. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So, and it's also easy to get, like, if you're worried about, oh, I don't know, red lips, it's easier to do a line. So even if you added a color on top of this, doing the line with the lip liner gives you that precision. And then you can add some color right to on top of that if you wanted to. So there you go. There you go. There you go. I haven't worn red in a while, so I'm excited about this. I have my leopard on, so I feel like I have to be like, rawr. So, you know. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everybody has a wonderful Wednesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, right? All right, guys, bye for now.